At my family home, there's a black and white photo of my dad and his sister, both aged 9 and 10 respectively and dressed in their Sunday best. My dad is wearing a splendid suit for a boy his age, while my aunt, in a white dress, stands by his side with an arm around his shoulder. The occasion was Orthodox Palm Sunday in 1948, and the location is St. George's Church in Jaffa, Palestine. That photo is now one of the most poignant in my family archives. No other image evokes a sense of melancholy and inexplicable and bittersweet yearning for home. That's because that photo was taken just a few days before Zionist militia invaded Jaffa, the wealthiest and biggest Palestinian city at the time. It was one of many key events that comprised the 1948 Nakba. The Nakba, or catastrophe, refers to the Zionist campaign of ethnic cleansing and forced displacement up and down Palestine, along with massacres and countless other war crimes that led to the creation of the State of Israel, a settler colonial entity. This year marks 78 years since the Nakba. Every single Palestinian around the world has a story that relates to it. It's the one thing we all have in common. It's the trauma that's been imposed on us, so we can't escape, reject, or separate ourselves from it, no matter how much we try. Some of us inherited it from our grandparents or from our parents, while others are surviving elders who lived through it. For me personally, I inherited it from my late father. He used to tell me that he, his sister, and his mother fled Jaffa the same week that photo was taken. My grandmother, a widow in her late 30s, barely packed any belongings, thinking they would return to Jaffa in a few weeks after the fighting with invading Zionist forces had died down. Little did she know it would be the final photo of her children in their homeland. Little did she know that her family, her brothers and sister, her cousins, nephews and nieces would soon be banned from ever returning to their homes. I grew up listening to my father's stories, the trauma of his seaside childhood being turned upside down, seared into his memory right up until he passed away in 2009. Millions of Palestinians, whether they live within Israeli borders, Gaza, the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem, in refugee camps, or among the global diaspora, live with their own unique family inheritance. And every year on the 15th of May, these memories crystallize. But here's the thing, the Nakba was not just a one-off. It's been ongoing since 1948. One can even argue it started long before, as early as the 1917 Balfour Declaration. But the point is, the Nakba never ended. The process of ethnic cleansing and forced displacement of Palestinians continues, as do ongoing attempts to erase our culture and history from the land. The list of state-sanctioned discrimination, violence, and human rights crimes carried out by Israel over the past 78 years is endless. Illegal theft of Palestinian land in the occupied territories, restrictions on freedom of movement through the infamous apartheid war, and a tiered ID system, and the excessive and arbitrary arrests Palestinians are subjected to, even teenagers, are just a few examples on that list. And of course, there's the humanitarian crisis from the ongoing siege in Gaza, and in more recent years, the brutal military campaign and genocide Israel has carried out there. So, it's a slap in the face when the rest of the world, especially in the West, congratulates Israel for 78 years of being a nation state. As Palestinians, we're reminded that we're an inconvenience, that our call for justice is apparently asking for too much, that peace supposedly comes from learning to coexist or to normalize the existence of our oppressors. We're also often reduced to stereotypes or dehumanized for the benefit of reinforcing and normalizing a so-called ally of the West. But, like it or not, every Palestinian inherits the trauma of their family's history. It's the legacy of loss, despair, and pain, and anger at constantly having our existence questioned. The Nakba is an epigenetic inheritance, and the only way to stop that being passed down future generations is if Palestinians finally have freedom and justice.